Hello. Don't turn off this video. You probably don't care about how people live in other countries. You're an American. What could be cooler than this? Well, let me tell you about how people live in Russia, because many of us shout in America that Putin is the president of the whole world. Let me tell you how people really live in Russia for 2022. Do you think that everything is so fine there that only in America prices for gasoline, food, internet, and television services have risen, that your salary has dropped below the baseboard in your house? So, no, you still live well compared to the people of the third world. I will try to explain quite clearly to all the viewers of my channel, and just to those who have not subscribed to me yet, and are watching this video about how people in Russia suffer, about how retired grandmothers are in the trash to find food, about how students distribute leaflets for grashi to feed themselves, about how people steal food in stores, goods, clothes, and other valuables to bring their family home, but they do not reach home as they are arrested by the police. The system of gradation of the level of well-being of citizens in Russia is very archaic and is aimed at artificially inflating the indicators. In Russia, the process of determining the subsistence minimum is compiled through the consumer basket, but it initially does not take into account a number of expenses necessary for normal life support. For example, sociological surveys aimed at determining the level of well-being of citizens include 5 answers, the meaning of which is as follows. The income is only enough for food. The income is enough for food and necessary clothes. The income is enough for food, clothing, and durable goods. Income fully covers current expenses and allows you to accumulate funds. Income significantly exceeds expenses. The consumer basket is commensurate only with the first item. And if the monthly incomes of citizens cover the costs of food and a minimum set of clothes, they are not officially considered poor. Although in reality this category of citizens cannot afford even the most necessary things and services, repairs, purchase of household appliances, recreation, additional training, etc. Recent opinion polls show that more than half of the country's population chooses the first or second point. Since many small and medium-sized entrepreneurs work informally, their incomes are very difficult to take into account in statistics. And when there is a loss of employment in the informal sector, it is displayed late in official data, and sometimes it is not displayed at all. And even in cases when an officially registered individual entrepreneur turns down his activities, the question arises, has he really closed down, or has he simply moved to the shadow market? Last year, when the government introduced not entirely favorable amendments with contributions to social funds, many small and medium-sized entrepreneurs hurried to close their activities. The average entrepreneurs who have given up their previous employment have only 2 options for further actions in a crisis: become an employee, or become an unemployed citizen. As you know, the labor market today does not shine with vacancies with decent wages and good working conditions. And officially becoming unemployed for former individual entrepreneurs is not doubly beneficial, for the reason that, according to the law, self-employed people do not have the right to receive unemployment benefits. Based on these realities, it is not difficult to guess that the majority of entrepreneurs who have closed their activities have moved to the shadow sector, that is, their enterprises are still operating, but without registration, and, accordingly, without paying taxes and social contributions. For example, more than 250 small grocery stores have closed in Tomsk alone over the past year. 678,000 registered unemployed in Russia. More and more organizations are reporting an increase in the number of employees in idle or part-time employment. And do you know that almost all Western companies have left the Russian market? In Russia there is now officially no McDonald's, KFC, Apple, Microsoft, and other companies. All companies from the USA, or from Germany, England, Italy, France, as well as Japanese companies have all left Russia. Well, you think that they have left and gone. And where to put all those people who worked at all the factories that were in Russia? These were factories' branches, where to put all the sales managers in the accounting department, where to put all these personnel. The question, and just here's the answer: they all went home without a salary, without a job. I need to feed my family, to pay their children for kindergarten, health care, and simply to buy food. You think, well, why won't they go to another job? Everything is simple. There is no other job, because in Russia they snatch up any vacancies very quickly. People who have been fired from work are trying to find a job right away. Well, there are not so many vacancies in Russia. How many people live for 10 people? There is only one vacancy in this regard. Many employers and entrepreneurs understand that you are the job of 1 out of 10 people, paying him the lowest salary, because if everything were the other way around, the salary would be high in this regard. People cannot pay for loans and clothes, the mortgage through which they bought their apartments.
But Putin constantly tells his Russian people that he has been developing the country for several years, but at the moment, does not produce anything in the country. Even Lada cars are made from French Renault and Japanese Nissan spare parts, and let's say they all bring toilet paper from abroad. They make nothing there in Russia. Factories have all stopped their work, people are all fired, but President Putin lies brazenly to his people that he has been trying for several years to develop the country. And how did it develop? It only fell in the economic crisis in Russia. All prices, so that you understand that ponies have increased in all goods and services have gone up 3 times in price, and there are no supplies from abroad.
I'm not saying goodbye to this. It's not all the news. We still have a lot of bad news, and what the world is waiting for. I'll really tell you because I know about it. I won't hide anything. My goal is to convey the whole truth about what is happening on this planet to people, namely, at least to my compatriots. Thank you for watching this video. I think that you subscribe to my channel. I will be very grateful for this.